read all of it since, I have studied it since December, but
Okay.
yeah.
It's a very worthy piece of study. It's one of those concertos that every violinist has to learn at some point.
In their life.
Good.
Where do
you want to start with it?
Maybe the beginning.
The beginning? Okay. Do you mind if I download it real quick?
You can take a picture if you want.
No, I just IMSLP the thing. I had an old student that played this. This is number 1, right?
Number 1, yeah.
Yeah, number 2's. I've played it, but it's strange. Now, let me think here. Would you be comfortable playing maybe until here?
Okay, yeah.
It's a pretty chunky bit, but that's like, the reason why I say is that if you're ever going to do a college audition or anything, this is a pretty common stopping point if you start with this.
Okay.
So just to prepare you, I don't know if you're thinking about that kind of stuff, but play away. This is a lovely opening. Dude, wow. Really. What do you think do you need to do to go further with it? Like, what do you want?
Okay, first of all, I think I would like to better my phrasing, and also I have problems with these arpeggios. So
what about
I would like you to give me an advice to how to practice them.
Oh, practice.
Maybe because of the string crossings, and also the octaves. I had some trouble with them.
With the octave? Yeah, well, octaves are tough. Do you practice octave scales?
Yeah, I do.
Well,
But
then.
sometimes under pressure they like move a little.
There's something I must say about octaves. If you practice your octaves like your faith in God, they will get better.
Okay.
Trust me. Just keep on practicing. Some days they may just seem like they will not sound better. There may seem days it just seems useless. Just keep on practicing the octaves. There will eventually be a morning, and it may be when you're in your 20s, that you wake up and you're like, oh, I can play octaves now. When did this happen?
Yeah.
It happens, trust me. Like all my friends that I know who play octaves, and I think I can play octaves most of the time myself, like we all experience the same thing. Like all our teams were just, oh, I just octaves. It gets better, I just want to let you know. Yeah, I felt like, okay, so my feeling about these is that I felt like they were quite mechanical. You were kind of going like I can feel one, two, three, you practice the metronome a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I can tell. It's a good thing. I really appreciate it. I was like, man, this kid practices metronome. Thank the Lord. I was like, really, it's great. But at the end of the day, it is music, and I should be able to tell that it is a metronome.
I have to accept, I drive my folks nuts with the metronome.
That's good. That's my mom too. My mom ended up making me. Is this mine? Why is my alarm going off? My mom ended up making me have to do metronome in my earbud because it drove her nuts. I would walk around my neighborhood, like kind of like my head down, listening with AirPods, and people ask me what I'm listening to, and I tell them, well, I'm listening to the metronome because I would be running the piece, the concerto in my head while walking around and walking the dog. I would be like in the metronome, and I would be rehearsing the piece. So I totally get the metronome thing. Totally, it's really good for you.
But yeah, we're making music.
Yeah, it is making music. In this kind of stuff, and I wanted to try with you. Yeah, sorry, I haven't played so loud. Is there a way to take a little more time between the notes? Like the way that we call it is feeling the space between the notes. Like the interval itself, like how would you sing da da da, like that? You wouldn't go da 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 da. There wouldn't be a machine. There'd be a ya da 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 da. It'd be, I don't know, what would be a word you put to that? This section. Fluid.
But maybe not mechanic.
Well,
or maybe I don't know.
How about something like passionate, or something like longing, or something like out of breath. Like that,
yeah.
like, because that's kind of what this music is saying, I think. Now that you have the rhythm, I think it's time for you to start thinking about those kind of things, and I think it'd be really good. I think the place I want to most rehearse this on, because the technical stuff, I think you've got, actually. I think the practicing stuff, it may not feel like it, but I think you're gonna get it. Just keep on doing what you're doing and trust the process.
Okay.
like at this point that you're in, the practicing that you do is going to yield less results. So it's going to feel like you're not getting as better as you were, but you are getting better. It's just slower. So you just gotta trust the process. That being said, can we do here? I'm trying to see if I can get a little more, I don't know, phrasing. Like not phrasing. You're phrasing quite wonderfully, but if I can make you like do more of what you're trying to achieve. Is that how you would start? I don't know. What is this music? What do you think this music is?
Like a love story.
Oh, that's beautiful. I was going to say it was a love song. Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you're telling a love song, you don't go da. I wouldn't start. I wouldn't start that way. I wouldn't go like da. That's not how I would tell someone I love them.
Yeah.
And it's in, and it's like it kind of came from nowhere. So can you try to do that? Interpreting the multio expressivo is a little slower.
A little slower.
A little slower. Okay. I not the way that I'm used to hearing it, but I don't think it means it's wrong. It just means it's not the way that I'm used to. I'm used to actually hearing this flow. Yeah, maybe not that much, but I'm used to, because I think it's something I should know the orchestra part, but I think there's something in the orchestra part that makes me want to go boom boom boom. Or something like that, and it makes it feel like
You do something like da 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 da.
Oh yeah, something like that. It's kind of, I don't know. Maybe it's something about it's not convincing enough. Can you make me convinced in the way that you're playing is not? It has to be slower. Because right now I think what I'm feeling is that like, oh, it's slower now, instead of there's a intention like, oh, I want it to be slower because I need to express more. Or something like that.
Oh, okay.
If there's a way that you can bring that out in your playing. I know it's a lot. Think about it. I'm sure you're creative. It's in there in your head somewhere.
Oh, from here?
Yes, please. One thing, if we can do here, you sound great by the way. Really. I like the portato, maybe a little bit much. Maybe a little bit much of the portato for my tastes, but you can, at your own discretion, that's a musical decision. Here, I want to see if I can get you to get more sound out of your E string. When I play a full bow, I try to imagine that like the sound is coming from my back here. So like, there's the latimus, in English we call it the latimus dormis, but it's this muscle, you can probably see it stretch right there, down the side. If you do any kind of pulling motion, or any kind of like this, it's what's used. When you're playing the violin, actually it's the same motion, you're doing the pulling motion. And so the larger the muscle group, the more control you'll actually have over the whole motion, and the more sound you'll have. So like, if I just do, so that's with that. If I use my back, it's just a lot more sound that comes out of the back. So let's let you try. So do what you normally do.
No.
Do you mind if I touch your back? Yeah.
Okay.
So like if you're right here, right here. do a little bit with your bow. And try to see if you can, like, I know this is strange, this is a Buddhist idea in a weird way, but like if you can like feel this tied to the ground in a way, so it's kind of rooted into the ground, so your right foot's kind of, you've got like a lot of axis of motion here. Does that make sense? Like you're kind of rooted in your...
Yeah.
And that way you have a lot more volume to work with. Give it a shot. I think maybe what I'm asking is that I feel like a lot of the way you're playing is very grounded. It's a very rooted kind of playing. And if there's a way that it could float more, butterfly-y in a way. I don't know, like if I was going to do you can kind of be because it is a love song, and I feel like it's a lighter emotion. I feel like your love's very pom 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 pom, and I mean maybe it's a certain kind of love story, but I don't know. What should for something softer? It's closer. That's a little wispy. You want core still, you know. There's meaning to it. Yeah. Watch the vibrato. There it is.
So it's like a meaning to each note, like.
Yeah, every single note should have a meaning. Well, every single note should have a meaning to the next note. Like, what do you think? How would I play this? I don't know. You want to take time here, right? Bottom of the phrase. Then down. Then turn. And then improv, right? And that's the top. And then that would be the top of the thing. And so, I mean, there's a great quote by Bartók that says that you can know the top of the phrase by the way you start every beginning of the phrase. So what he means is that like Bartók would like to know how this is going to end up by this note, because this is the octave, right? So this whole phrase is an exploration of this octave between here. And so you're kind of slowly edging your way up to the top. And how you begin the phrase is important. So okay, you start at the beginning. And it feels what you have in the beginning, I think is what I felt. Remember your back. Even in the lighter emotions, try to feel your emotions from your back. one thing I've noticed now is you there are 3 times this happens. This 5 note. Did you notice you do the same timing on all 3?
No.
Yeah, you did the same timing. You kind of did the same. If you can do or something different, it works.
Okay.
But if it's the same one, I notice it a little bit. You can do something like that, and it's a little more evenly displaced. But I like the timing. It's really musical, and I can tell you feel it. That's why you do it. So it works. So even if you do it twice, I think it's fine. But 3 times,
okay.
maybe not. This is all very lovely. By the way, I didn't mean to play softer. I apologize. It should still be pretty loud here because the orchestra playing with. I think even though you're not playing with an orchestra, I think it's important that you think about it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like if you're playing this with an orchestra, they're going to be full blasting behind you. You're gonna have to be careful about that. Sorry. Now I wanted to talk about passing octaves because you said that was hard, right?
Yeah.
Which is your hardest octaves? Because I think they're different problems. But I would like to kind of show you my process of like diagnosing the problem and practicing.
First, this happens 2 times where you have the top note and then the lower note introduces.
Lower note
so one of my problems is where does that note go? Where?
Yeah. No, I'm saying so. The difficult thing is because you have your 1 here. You see, because that's not in the same position, so you have to replace your 1. Is there a way around that? This is just boring. It's just me having to try it out, right? I think I would do something like that. No. I would try this end up here somehow, I think. I would think I'd do that. So I would do, because that way it will allow me to remain positional. Does that make sense? Do you think about things like that?
Can you repeat it?
So I would do 3rd position, and then move the 5th. What's the 2nd finger?
Oh, 2nd.
4, then use the 4 to get up to the, and then now your 1st is right there.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because the thing is
Wow.
already in positional. You see, that way you know the 1st finger is on. And then the 1st finger, and if you've done your positions right, then your 1st finger is right there. And now we don't have to practice it.
Yeah.
See, this is how I cheat most of my music, by the way. Is just knowing good fingerings and how positions work. You can logic out a fingering, and often you can solve a lot of practicing that way. So yeah, I would do that 2, 2, 4, 4, and then that would fix that. I mean, you still need to practice that obviously because your 1st finger is still gonna be a little loose, but it's better than having a 1. The 1, I think that would throw me off too. And if you want to really like juice it up, you know, you can really juice it up.
And I have
if you
chance
want.
because you have like to go up with the 4th finger.
You want to do that again?
Yeah.
Go ahead and do a little more. You can do that if you want, you know. It's hard though. I don't think I do that. What was the other one? This sucker. Oh yeah, look at that thing. Ah. You hit the tone point. What is?
Because sometimes I get it, sometimes not.
It's the inconsistency problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the times I'm like inspired, I get it. The times I'm not, I'm like, what?
I got bad news for you, buddy. The only way around it. Just practice. Like I know exactly what you mean, and it's the only way you can get around it. You just have to practice more. It's how do I say it? It's like you'll get it 60% of the time, and then to get it to from 60 to 75% of the time is gonna take a lot of work. Even though 75% of the time you're still hitting it like dead on, that 25% of the time take a lot more practicing until it gets like 95% of the time that you're dead on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you told me I played the arpeggios a little like mechanically.
Yeah.
How would you make them like flow?
The two timings, similar as you're doing with the fifths actually. I would like find out like this is improvisatory. This is not meant to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it's meant to be kind of like imagine you're standing on stage and somebody gives you a chord and you're like or whatever you're doing. You're making it up. So my old professor was like, just make it up. And I'm probably saying it. I would say to you, want to try it one time? Like, just make one up. Which one do I do? Like this one? Give you a stamp in the foot a little more, Yeah! More! This is like, you have to be more flourishing with it,
Yeah.
You gotta like show off, chest proud. You're like, give it more, yeah. This is the soloist, you are the soloist. Yeah, there it is. Like when you're performing it as you are the hero, you play. I felt a little bit, there's
1,
no
2, 3, 4, 5,
humility.
7.
Yeah. There shouldn't be any humility when you're playing solo like this. And I know there's because I like to be hiding and I like to practice and I don't like to be in front of people, and so I get it. Like I totally get it. But when it's a concerto, it's the way that it's supposed to be played. It's supposed to be played from the beginning like you're supposed to hold this as long until not when the audience is ready to move on, when you're ready to move on. So it's like it is my time, not your time. It's like does that make sense?
Yeah.
So when you start playing this, your time. So try it.
Beginning?
Yeah.
Or
beginning one time, and then I think we have to move on to the next one.
To the what?
To the I think next.
Oh yeah. Okay. Thought you said next movement. I was like.
Oh. I didn't even play it. I think that you're definitely taking more demanding of your own time. I think that's exactly what you need. So, good job, man. You're doing good. Be your own man. I think for solo, it's important. For chamber music and for other things, it's a different ballgame, honestly. So you can't do that yet. But for solo, especially concerto, me, you gotta kind of do that.